Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sanya and I hope you guys are doing super well. In today's video we're going to be talking about some hairstyles and I'll be giving some tips and tricks on how you can make them last longer and look really nice. The first hairstyle that I want to cover is braid outs. And before I go into it, your product lineup should look like this: water, leave-in, oil, and a mousse. I use a mousse because it's just lighter for my hair. I have medium to low porosity hair, so a mousse is perfect for me. If you want to use a curl cream, that's fine. Also, if you're someone that don't have enough money right now to like invest in some products or some good mousse, all I'm going to say is that use the products that you have at home and try. Remember, we're learning. You can test different things because I can guarantee you right now that you have like a million products in your cabinet or whatever you have it in. So just try those products. It might work. Anyways, for more definition, use smaller parts or smaller braids, and if you want more volume, use larger braids. Smaller braids are good because you get the longevity of the braid out, because most times we wash our hair every week and sometimes you really don't have time to wash your hair every week, so using smaller braids will help your hair to last longer, and either way your hair is going to get the volume as the week goes by. The next tip is you can put flexi rods at the ends of your hair for a more defined look at the ends. As you can see in this video right here, the girl has the flexi rods at the ends of her hair. You can see how defined it looks. I also like this look. I've never done it before, but I find it really pretty. If not, just make sure that you're using a good amount of product at the ends of your hair, because we know that these part of the hair, it dries out very fast, so make sure that you're using the right amount of product. My next tips are: braid your hair in the direction that you want it to lie. If you want bangs, braid some of your hair coming down in your face. If you want a side part, braid some of your hair going on the side that you want less hair to be, and just do that. And if you want a middle part, do a middle part. Do not make a middle part and then try to do a side part after you already unravel the braids. I promise you, you will have the worst braid out in your life, because you're gonna have to part it again. I've seen it work for some people, but it's mostly the girls with the looser hair type where they don't really have to part their hair. So please braid your hair in the direction that you want it to be for the entirety of the hairstyle. The next thing is, if your braids are too old, you might not like it. So for me, I've never done a braid out with braids that are more than 2 days old. So I do my hair on Friday, and by Monday, that's when I'm unraveling it. The reason why I say do not do a braid out on a week old braid, unless you probably are going to wash your hair in like a couple days, that's fine, is because your hair won't last as long because it's just fuzzy. The braids that are in there, because they're so old, they're fuzzy, and then when you do the braid out, they're also fuzzy, because remember, after such a long time we have a lot of shed hair, and then you're gonna have all that shed hair bundled up in your hair at this time when you're trying to unravel it. It's just a lot, so please don't do that. I just want to add that the girl that I use for this video, I think she's a perfect example of what whole old braid out looks like after you unravel it. And I'm not saying it looks bad, it looks really good. That's the goal that we want, but not on day one. Because if it looks like that on day one, I promise you it's probably going to last like 2 days. It's not going to last long. And we're trying to get longevity, not just a quick style sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So if you are just doing your braid out like after, like you're about to wash your hair or whatever, it's fine. But if you're trying to get that hairstyle that can last a week or more, using old braids is not the way to go. But that girl's hair right there, it looks really nice, so I'm not saying it doesn't. Another tip is only separate your hair where it naturally separates. I'm going to show you a video and you're going to see the girl. She unravels the 3 sections, and then when she's going on each individual section, you can see her only separating the hair where it is naturally separating. If you don't do that and you separate it, you forcefully separate it, your hair is going to be fuzzy too soon, and then you won't get the longevity that you want. Remember, the aim of this video, the aim of these hairstyles, is to get longevity. Definition is good, volume is good, but we want longevity. You're gonna get both if you listen to the advice that I'm giving you. It's best to wear your hair looking super defined and a bit thin on the first day than to wear your hair super voluminous on the first day, and then by day 2 you have to get rid of the hairstyle. that's way too much work, you know, because even though braid outs are simple, it still requires a lot of work to do them. This is not really a tip, but this is another way how you might want to do your braid outs, and that's by blow drying your hair beforehand, so you have a more elongated look. This is good. The only downside is that it won't last as long and you might have to rebraid your hair at night. I don't really like rebraiding, but when I blow dry my hair, I will rebraid it just because I have to do it. But otherwise, when I do a regular braid out with my wet hair, what I would do is I will just use my scarf tied around my hair. You can see in this video, the girl, she used this big scrunchie, but my hair is not long enough for me to like put it in a bun or whatever. So what I do, I just tie the scarf around my head from just the same as how she used the scrunchie. Then I put my bonnet on and that's it. So yeah, that's what I do as it relates to braid outs. And since I've done so much talking about braid outs, I'm gonna show you my braid out. I think I have like one pic of it, but yeah, this is a braid out that I did, like, I don't remember what day this was, but it was almost the end of the week. This is what it looks like. Now we're gonna go into twist outs, and it's basically the same. Use the same products that I told you about before. It's literally the same as with a braid out, and some people also do their twist outs with blow dry hair. I've never done that before, but you could do that. Volume is more, it's okay if you have a lot of volume with twist outs on day one, because you can always turn it in an afro and it looks perfect. You know, I'm not really used to doing twist outs, but I do think twist outs are way easier to do than braid outs. You don't have to worry about separation too much, because as I said, if you have too much volume on day one, it's fine, because it's just gonna look like a curly afro, you know what I mean? So yes, twist outs are really nice, but if you want to try to get the twist out to last longer, just remember smaller twists, more definition, and eventually you will get the volume at the end of the week or 2 weeks. Now I'm gonna add pictures of myself with twist outs. You can see the first pic, I used smaller twists, so it was a bit more defined. The second one was with larger twists, so as you can see, it was a bit more voluminous and less defined, but it still gave a cute look. So that's what I meant when I say just play around with it. And also with twist outs, I think it's so hard to go wrong, because honestly, I can turn this into a fro and it looks just as good. So that's the beauty of twist outs. I think with braid outs, it's a little bit harder to do it, because I think braid outs, they have the curls get way too defined for you to get that flexibility that you can get with twist outs. The last style that I'm going to talk about in this video is wash and goes. Honestly, I think they're super cute. Like, my dream is still when I do my hair in a wash and go, it is touching my shoulders. That's like my dream. But yes, wash and go they are beautiful. They're so pretty. Unfortunately, for type 4 girls or girls with tighter coils, we have to use harder gels, and when we're using harder gels, it's highly likely that they are gonna flake. But I have a recommendation. It's the B Girl. It flakes. I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't. It flakes. But the thing with it is, the more water you use while you're doing your wash and go, the less it will flake. And the next thing is that you can't see the flakes until you like touch your hair and you see them falling. It's only when I touch my hair to try to like shape it, that's when I see them falling, but you can't see them on your hair. So I would recommend that as a gel, and I used it with my leave-in conditioner. Some people say that you shouldn't use it with a leave-in or anything else, because that's what causes it to flake, but I see other people saying it flakes no matter what you do. I tried using mousse, but you know, tight coils don't stay one place when you're using mousse. You have to use something hard. So if you want to try wash and goes, you can try the B Girl. It works. It's just that it's hard. Another tip is to use smaller sections when you're doing your wash and go, because the smaller the section, the easier it is to detangle, the easier it is to define. Yeah, it just makes it looks better, you know, like we have been saying from before with the braid outs, smaller braids, more defined, the longer you'll have the style, right? So that's basically what I have to say about wash and goes. So this is it for today's video. Next week I'm gonna make a video talking about mini twists and mini braids, or twists and braids. So I hope you tune in to watch that video. Have a beautiful day. Bye.